Petronas Twin Towers in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. The Petronas Towers, also known as the Petronas Twin Towers, are twin skyscrapers in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. According to the Council on Tall Buildings and Urban Habitat, CTBUH's official definition and ranking, they were the tallest buildings in the world from 1998 to 2004 and remain the tallest twin towers in the world. The buildings are a landmark of Kuala Lumpur, along with nearby Kuala Lumpur Tower. The towers were designed by Argentine architect César Pelli. A distinctive postmodern style was chosen to create a 21st-century icon for Kuala Lumpur. Planning on the Petronas Towers started on January 1, 1992 and included rigorous tests and simulations of wind and structural loads on the design. 7 years of construction followed at the former site of the original Selangor Turf Club, beginning on March 1, 1993 with excavation, which involved moving 500 truckloads of earth every night to dig down 30 meters, 98 feet, below the surface. The construction of the superstructure commenced on April 1, 1994. Interiors with furniture were completed on January 1, 1996. The spires of Tower 1 and Tower 2 were completed on March 1, 1996, 3 years after its construction was started, and the first batch of Petronas personnel moved into the building on January 1, 1997. The building was officially opened by the Prime Minister of Malaysia's Tun Dr. Mahathir bin Mohamad on August 1, 1999. The Twin Towers were built on the site of Kuala Lumpur's racetrack. Test boreholes found that the original construction site effectively sat on the edge of a cliff. One half of the site was decayed limestone while the other half was soft rock. The entire site was moved 61 meters, 200 feet, to allow the buildings to sit entirely on the soft rock. Because of the depth of the bedrock, the buildings were built on the world's deepest foundations. 104 concrete piles, ranging from 60 to 114 meters, 197 to 374 feet, deep, were bored into the ground. The concrete raft foundation, comprising 13,200 cubic meters, 470,000 cubic foot, of concrete was continuously poured through a period of 54 hours for each tower. The raft is 4.6 meters, 15 feet, thick, weighs 32,500 tons and held the world record for the largest concrete pour until 2007. The foundations were completed within 12 months by Baki Solitank and required massive amounts of concrete. The Petronas Towers structural system is a tube-in-tube design, invented by Fazlur Rahman Khan. Applying a tube structure for extreme tall buildings is a common phenomenon. The 88-floor towers are constructed largely of reinforced concrete, with a steel and glass facade designed to resemble motifs found in Islamic art, a reflection of Malaysia's Muslim religion. Another Islamic influence on the design is that the cross-section of the towers is based on a Rub el-Hizb, albeit with circular sectors added to meet office space requirements. As a result of the Malaysian government specifying that the buildings be completed in 6 years, 2 construction consortiums were hired to meet the deadline, one for each tower. Tower 1, the West Tower, was built by a Japanese consortium led by the Hazama Corporation, while Tower 2, the East Tower, was built by a South Korean consortium led by the Samsung C&T Corporation. Ikavest Berhad, with Tan Sri Datuk Lim Kong Hu at its helm, also played an integral role in the construction as well as final fit-outs of the towers and the shopping mall below the towers. Early into construction, a batch of concrete failed a routine strength test, causing construction to come to a complete halt. All the completed floors were tested, but it was found that only one had used a bad batch and it was demolished. As a result of the concrete failure, each new batch was tested before being poured. The halt in construction had cost $700,000 per day and led to 3 separate concrete plants being set up on the site to ensure that if one produced a bad batch, the other 2 could continue to supply concrete. The skybridge contract was completed by Kukdong Engineering and Construction. Tower 2 became the first to reach the world's tallest building at the time. Due to the huge cost of importing steel, the towers were constructed on a cheaper radical design of super high-strength reinforced concrete. High-strength concrete is a material familiar to Asian contractors and twice as effective as steel in sway reduction. However, it makes the building twice as heavy on its foundation as a comparable steel building. Supported by 23 by 23 meter concrete cores and an outer ring of widely spaced super columns, the towers use a sophisticated structural system that accommodates its slender profile and provides 560,000 square meters of column-free office space. Below the Twin Towers is Surya KLCC, a shopping mall, and Petronas Philharmonic Hall, the home of the Malaysian Philharmonic Orchestra. The towers feature a double-decker skybridge connecting the 2 towers on the 41st and 42nd floors, which is the highest 2-story bridge in the world. It is not attached to the main structure, but is instead designed to slide in and out of the towers to prevent it from breaking, as the towers sway several feet in towards and away from each other during high winds. It also provides some structural support to the towers in these occasions. The bridge is 170 meter, 558 feet, above the ground and 58.4 meter, 192 feet, long, weighing 750 tons. The same floor is also known as the podium, since visitors going to higher levels have to change elevators here. The skybridge is open to all visitors, but tickets are limited to about 1,000 people per day, and must be obtained on a first-come, first-served basis. Initially, the visit was free, but in 2010, the tickets started being sold by Petronas. Visitors can choose to opt for Package 1, which is just a visit to the skybridge, or go for Package 2 to go to the skybridge and all the way to level 86. Visitors are only allowed on the 41st floor, as the 42nd floor can only be used by the tenants of the building. The skybridge also acts as a safety device, so that in the event of a fire or other emergency in one tower, tenants can evacuate by crossing the skybridge to the other tower. The total evacuation triggered by a bomb hoax on September 12, 2001, the day after the September 11 attacks destroyed the Twin Towers of the World Trade Center in New York City, showed that the bridge would not be useful if both towers need to be emptied simultaneously, as the capacity of the staircases was insufficient for such an event. Plans thus call for the lifts to be used if both towers need to be evacuated, and a successful drill following the revised plan was conducted in 2005. There is a 2-hinged arch that supports the skybridge with arch legs, each 51 meters, 167 feet, long, that are bolted to level 29 of each of the towers. After being constructed on the ground, the skybridge was lifted into place on the towers over a period of 3 days in July 1995. Instead of being directly connected to the towers, the skybridge can shift or slide in and out of them to counterbalance any effect from the wind. Residing on the 41st and 42nd floors, the skybridge connects a conference room, an executive dining room and a prayer room. The main bank of Otis lifts is located in the center of each tower. All main lifts are double-decker, with the lower deck of the lift taking passengers to even-numbered floors and upper deck to odd-numbered floors. To reach an odd-numbered floor from ground level, passengers must take an escalator to the upper deck of the lift. There are 29 double-deck passenger elevators, but there are different sets that service certain floors of the towers, specifically 2 sets of 6 of these double-deck passenger elevators to floors 123 and 137 respectively. Another set of 5 passenger lifts transport passengers to the 41st and 42nd floors, where they can switch lifts to reach the upper zones of the buildings, each double-deck passenger lift with the capacity of 52 passengers or 26 passengers per deck. There are also 6 heavy-duty elevators for utility. In order to visit Petronas Towers, visitors must first purchase tickets. Tickets can be purchased online or at the counter. Discounted tickets for seniors are available for those 55 years of age and above. Queues for tickets can get quite long sometimes. The complete ticketing system is provided by the Malaysian-based Longbow Technologies SDNBHD. Like us and join us at Extreme Collections for more fun and knowledge.